So now that Bitcoin is pumping, the big question is, how high can Bitcoin go? And you're all familiar with this expanding musical instrument that goes towards upside, expanding wedge. And our theory is, of course, that, once we break the resistance up here, we're going to go over here somewhere and fall back down, because this is usually how these wedges tend to play out. Without going more into the wedges right now, a wedge is technically on, two different channels interacting with each other. So they're going two different paths and they're crossing each other, and that creates this wedge. So these two channels that we have right now on the chart is this one over here, something like this, give or take, and the other channel goes from over here, give or take, up there, and I think it goes like this over here. So these are the two channels that you can see right now. They're intersecting, right? And these channels, of course, create the expanding musical instrument. So the question is, how high can we go? So we're going to take channel by channel and look at how, what usual targets do we have from these channels. So we're going to start with the bottom one over here. And oftentimes when you have channels, they tend to go double the move towards upside over here. But the midline over here is always very important, and that's also a major level of resistance. So if you consider that, sometimes in October over here, we're going to hit some kind of top for whatever reason. Maybe it's going to be November, December, maybe a little bit longer. It really depends. But we can see that over here we can go to 152k if it follows this channel, 153. And we can also go all the way up to the top of the channel, doubling the first channel. It's around 173, give or take, right? And that's the first channel. So we got these two levels that are very important, 174 and 154. And if you take the secondary channel over here that we just drew, it goes from over here, somewhere over here, and I think it goes down there. There we go. We can also double the channel towards upside over here, and we'll see that right now we get target over here at 167, and the next target up here is all the way at the top around 188, give or take. So that gives us another two lines over here at the top. And these are the four most likely candidates for the top, the way I see it. So you got between 154 and 188. So how do we figure out where this is going to go? Well, we already have our pattern. Patterns are important. So channels are channels, those are trends, but patterns tell you something, how something will play out, right? And the way these things play out, like we said in the start, they expanding musical instruments. If they break over here and continue pumping towards upside, this is actually very, very bullish. This can often happen on very small time frames because price just explodes and goes towards upside. We don't expect Bitcoin to go to 1 million this bull run, because we got like 3 to 6 months left. But what we do expect from this pattern over here is not come to the top up here and then go towards downside. We expect to break over here, create massive euphoria somewhere over here, and then go towards downside. So you can see up here, as soon as we start breaking up here, we'll come to the first resistance at 154, something like that. The first target, of course, is the top of the wedge over here, of course. But once you break that, the first resistance level is 154. You can go higher than that, all the way to 67, 68, maybe even a week towards upside of 188, maybe just goes towards 88. But overall, it's gonna occur, somewhere over here and then go towards the downside. Now, how this does that, it kind of depends. But these targets are very, very important, give or take, between 190 and 154. Also, this box up here being very important because they are very, very close together. So this is between 167 and 174. There's another way we can actually also get interesting take on how far this can actually go, whether it's going to be 154 or 188. If you look at over here, 154 is exactly 10x from the very, very bottom. So from the very, very bottom all the way to 154, that's exactly 10x. 900% is 10x, but it can overshoot that, as it often does in bull markets and strong euphoria. Over here, this 11x, this is exactly around 1000%. That's also very important. Now over here is a little bit more unlikely, but if you have very, very strong euphoria and price just explodes, we might just get to 190. But I would say the most interesting targets, at least for me. It's 154 and the blue box up here around 167, 174, around 170 give or take. These are the most important targets up here for me. At least that's what I'm looking at. I've been wrong before, I could be wrong again, but right now the way I look at the chart, this is what I'm looking for. Have a nice day, guys. Have a nice day.